Alright team, let's lie lengthways along your roller. Make sure your head's on the roller, your whole spine, your bottom. Bend your knees so your feet are flat and you've got a bit of balance. And then we're just going to chill out here. We're going to go no music. I'm going to try and record the class again. Got a new plan on that. Probably won't work, but we'll try. There you go. So you want your elbows coming straight out from the shoulders. And you want to bend your elbows and have your hands pointing back towards the back of the class. So we get a lovely stretch across your chest and the front shoulder kind of world. And then close your eyes. And take a few breaths. And just relax a little. And we'll just see if we can slow that breath down a little bit. So you want your hands to point towards the back of the class. That way you get the best stretch across your chest. And all it needs to do here is just adjust the angle of our arms until you find the best stretch for your chest. Depending on your flexibility and your shoulder joints and your surgeries and your injuries and your job and your age and your stress levels and your partner's stress levels or your non-partner stress levels, whatever. All these things make a difference. So, welcome to Monday Night Stretch. My name's Greg. This is going to be is it 50 minutes now or is it 60, Jim? What is it? 50? 55? Oh, 55-minute class. Oh, there you go. Oh my God, look at that. That's almost out. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? So we've got lots of time to do cool things. So my name's Greg, and I will be covering this class, teaching this class, doing something like that. Okay. So now we've been here for a little while. Just try changing that angle. Try taking your elbows towards the back of the class a bit more. See how that feels, see what that does. Not all the way, just a little bit. Just see how a minor change in the position will change how you feel that across the chest, shoulder kind of world. And then try bringing your elbows more towards the front of the class, keeping the elbows close to the floor, but just see how that feels. So the elbows still bent, still out to the side. It's just changing slightly. So it's exactly that same kind of what we call the cactus position or the air traffic controller stop position. You're just playing with it a little bit. And you go, oh, if I come down there, it's a little bit different to when I was up there. And you go, oh, what's going on? And you may find, weirdly, your left arm does different things to your right arm. So you go like that, and you go, And that's because you're lopsided. Unless you're perfect, of course. Which very few of us are. There's your Homelander, of course, then you're meant to be perfect. Anyone's happened to watch that TV series? Anyway, from here, bring your hands onto your abdomen, please. Just take a little moment here, let everything relax. Check your fingers feel okay. If you're in that stretch and your fingers get pins and needly, by the way, and a bit weird, then you need to come out of it, all right? Now from here, keeping your fingers interlocked, stretch your arms up towards the ceiling, right above your head. And then lower both arms down behind you, keeping the fingers interlocked and keeping your arms beautifully straight. Okay, so you're trying to lower the arms towards the carpet behind you. Yeah, go all the way down there. Ooh, beautiful. As far as you can, keep the arms straight. Some of you find this super easy. Like with all these things, you're like, why are we doing this? It's just because it's kind of fun. And some people go, oh my God, why are my arms so far from the floor? And that's why we're doing it, see? Because some of us are bendy and some of us aren't. And some of us are bendy in one direction and some of us are bendy somewhere else. That's for you. There you go. Merry Christmas. So what we're doing here is stretching a different part of your shoulders, stretching your lats a little bit here. Now, of course, I always overshare in these classes because I'm slightly mental, but If you're interested, whenever I do this, my left arm is always slightly bent. My left shoulder's all mangled up, so it never stretches quite the same. The right arm's like, yeah, la, 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 and the left doesn't quite. So I have to focus on my left side a bit more. Et voilà. But you might find it's okay. Keep thinking about the fingers and the hands stretching towards the back of the class, so we get that length. So the idea is eventually the arms straight, they want the hands to be on the mat one day. But again, these are just arbitrary kind of ideas of where we want to get, because that does depend on arm length and muscle length and joints and stuff. Then we're going to bring the arms back up towards the ceiling, please. Back onto your abdomen. Beautiful. Then we're going to come off the roller. So roll to your right-hand side, please. Just come off. Everyone goes the same way. We won't crash into each other. And then come back to lie on your back. Hello. Nice. Put your roller out to one side for now. Then we're going to hug your left knee into your chest. Keep your right leg nice and straight. Squeeze that left knee in and give yourself a nice squishing. A nice squishing. Straighten out your right leg. Your right leg is flat on the floor. Beautiful. Then you're going to place your right hand on the outside of your left knee and roll that leg all the way over to your right. That is towards the blue and white wall, so away from the mirrors. Then you're going to turn your head to the left and extend your left arm straight out towards the mirrors. So you get a nice little twist. You have to mind your neighbours and other rollers and things that get in the way. You're like, what's that doing now? Oh my God, there you go. Turn your head as well. Beautiful. Just throw it. She doesn't mind. It'll bounce off her head. It'll be totally fine. It's all good. There you go. Perfect. So what we get here is a stretch, a rotational stretch of our low back and another stretch on our chest. Okay. And as always, anytime I suggest you do something and you get there and you go, oh, I don't like that. There's two types of I don't like that. Okay. Here you go. One is I don't like that because it feels a bit tight. You're like, ooh, what's that about? Then you just find a position that's not too challenging, not too hard, and you breathe and you relax and you just wait for your tissue, your muscles and fascia and things to soften and settle in. The other version is, oh, don't like that. It's because it hurts in a bad way. And you think, if I keep pushing this, I'm going to pop the disc in my back from the injury I had last month. That sort of thing, in which case you don't do it, okay? Yay! It's a strange thing, personal responsibility. We don't do that very often in the modern world, but that's quite important. So now, from here, keep the body in the same position, the leg in the same position. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And then lower it down, out to the side again, but kind of diagonal towards the back corner of the room. So it kind of is halfway between your ear and your shoulder. So it's nearer your ear than you thought it was, but it's more like a diagonal line, yeah, between the arm and the knee. Nice. You should find that stretch is a different part of your chest. So this stretch is kind of cool. It's a low back rotational stretch. It's an outer hip stretch, and it's also a front chest, front shoulder stretch, depending on where you position your limbs. So you can play around a little bit with it and see what works best for you and which one you like. Nice. Oh, it's so quiet there, the music, isn't it? So if I put music on, then I put this on YouTube so you guys can do it again another day if you want. Then they won't let me, because then they're going to know there's music on that, you're banned. And the YouTube police will do whatever YouTube police do. I can't know what they do, something nasty. Alrighty, come back to the center real slow, team, real slow. There's no rush coming out of this. Take your time, take your time. And don't be surprised, by the way, if you've been in a long stretch, if everything feels a bit stiff and kind of worse. You're like, ooh, what did I do there? It's just the tissue needs to reorganize itself. So give it a moment. Bend your knees, feet flat on the mat, and then lift your bottom up into the air and then put it down again. Just a wee little bridge, just resets your back muscles. And then we're going to swap sides. We're going to hug the right knee into the chest. Left leg extends out towards the front of the class. So left leg is straight, right knee squishes in. Give yourself a nice squish. Now this squish seems like nothing. You're like, why are we doing this? Just get to the fun stretch. But the squish is actually stretching the back of your hip, a little bit of your low back, and your bottom a little bit, your buttock muscles a little bit. Not a lot, but a bit. Now we're going to roll over. So place the left hand on the outside of the knee. Roll the leg over to your left. Slowly, slowly. Some of us will just hit the floor and you're like, bang, that was easy, whatever. Some people it gets just past vertical. You're like, ow. Turn your head to the right and extend your right arm straight out to the side to start with. Mind out of the rollers and the blocks and your neighbours' noggins, and we'll see how we go. Nice. And here's a fun thing, because we've got the hang of this now. We did one side already, so we're semi-experienced in this. The higher your knee is towards you, towards your shoulder, the higher up your low back the rotational stretch will be. So if you have your knee right up kind of near your left armpit, you will find that there's a more of a stronger twist in the sort of upper lower part of your back. But if your knee is way further down and it's heading towards the front of the class, then you'll feel a twist lower down your low back, almost into the top of your bum kind of area. So the angle of that leg depends on where the force goes through your low back. If you've ever seen a chiropractor or an osteopath, when they want to click your low back, they will align your knee at a certain position and then jump on it. In this position here. And they go, breathe in. You go, and they go, there you go. And you go, oh. And if it's right, and they're done the right way, and yada yada is what you needed, you go, oh, that was cool. Thanks very much. If it's not, that's not so cool. And then there's legal stuff, and it all gets a bit messy. Now, from here, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And then once again, lower it down in that diagonal angle, so it's kind of near your right ear. Think of this nice diagonal line from sort of knee to arm. There we go. Nice. Not that far. You see, that's just too easy. And you're going sideways, which makes me feel dizzy. So next time I'm going to spin your mat round. Oh, I hate it when you do this because I get all lost. See that angle there? So you get a different stretch when your arm is here. See? Change a different muscle here, and it needs it because it's tight. Cool. So this particular bit here, if you get this angle right and just move this arm a little bit sort of out and in, you'll find there's a spot. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit. Just a little bit kind of up and down, up and down. You go, oh. And if you get it right, there's this spot where you should find it's kind of tight. This is called your pec minor, this muscle. All right? So the first one, the arm out to the side on the roller stretch we did is your pec major. It's your big chest muscle. This is the small one. This is small, doesn't mean it's not a bit of a problem. A lot of small muscles are like those small chaps in the pub. You ever done that? These little chaps. You know, they had a couple of drinks and suddenly they're going to fight everybody. You're like, really? Oh my God. They're kind of grumpy, and the little muscles are like that. They get grumpy. And they cause a lot of trouble. They kind of tighten up and lock up. So this one here is actually attached from your rib cage to a wee bone in the front of your shoulder blade, going through your shoulder. So when it's tight, it will pull your shoulder forward and in. It kind of rotates it in, hunches you, which leads to a lot of posture stuff. So it's super useful to stretch it out. And then from here, we're going to come back to the center. Slow, slow, gentle, gentle. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Nice. Now check your back feels okay. Because that rotational stretch can be fabulous or awful depending. Okay. From here, bend your knees, feet flat on the mat. Then lift your bottom up into the air. And then pop it down again, just to reset your back. Most fabulous. Now if you can grab your roller, please. You haven't lost it across the room. I'm going to put it crossways across the back of your bottom. So lift your bum up in the air, slide the roller across. You want it right under your bum, not under your low back, not under your hamstrings, under your bum. Essentially, there may be, say such things, the top of your bottom crack, if that's okay. Okay? Then you're going to very gently slide one leg out towards the front of the class, and then slide the other leg out towards the front of the class. So your hips, your groin is pushing up towards the ceiling, not your low back, but your hips. Yes, you'll find this point, it's a pivot point, or a fulcrum, we'd like to call it. We're going to be all physicky. I was rubbish at physics at school. All those atoms and mad things like that. What's that about? And then try and relax your legs here. Relax your knees, let them just kind of go floppy. Stretch your arms up over your head towards the back of the class. And do a great big nothing. An absolute nothing. Take this roller a bit further up a bit. Oh, yeah, a bit more, a bit more, a bit more. A bit more, a bit more. Oh, there. That's it. There. See, it's the stress in front of the hips here. Yay. Okay? Cool, cool. Nice. You all right? Sure? As with all things, of course, this is a fabulous, it's called a static or a release stretch for your hip flexor, your main hip flexor, your psoas. Now, for some of us, this is going to pull in the back quite strongly, and we're like, I don't like that. So this is where to work things out a little bit. You might kind of go, I might just need to take this a little easy. If it's too strong, bring your hands down by your tummy. That's usually a little bit less intense. Theoretically, as it lets go, the pressure on your back lets go. So for new people, we get to play with anatomy in this class. Well, I get to babble on about it, to be honest, because I like it. It's fun. But this big hip flexor here, this one, comes from the inside of your thigh bone, through the inside of your hip, under all your internal wriggly bits that digest the food, all that wiggly stuff. And it attaches on to the front side of your low back, all the vertebrae of your low back. So this is tight, it will pull your low back. It will create a little bit of a yank forward and a compression. If it's more tight on one side than the other, it will create a rotation, which will put your spine in an unhelpful position, which will put pressure on your discs and your joints, and then that whole thing can go a bit wrong, and then, we can get disc issues and that sort of stuff. Now, we're going to play a little game. We're going to see, this is an optional extra. Try bringing your hands down to your abdomen and gently hugging your left knee towards your chest. Or your right knee, if you prefer. I like left knee, that was my suggestion, but you want to go right, it's okay, just to confuse me. That's okay, it just makes me dizzy. I've got an old brain, it'll collapse. Now, you might need to adjust the roll a little bit because you sometimes feel the rollers kind of escaping from you. Try and pull that knee towards you if you can, and you should feel then all the pressures on, in this, most of us, the right hip flexor, the front of the hip. You notice the right knee comes up a little bit, and often even the right foot comes off the floor. You're like, oh, funny. That's because we're making a twist in the hip and putting more pressure on the hip flexor. So cool. And then see if you can relax, and over time, let that foot touch the floor, and then gradually, in your mind, that right leg is going to straighten out, and the foot's going to slide towards the front of the class. Ooh. But it might take a while. And the secret as well for the new people is patience. Patience and time. Muscles do not release quickly. They take minimum 10 to 20 seconds. So you have to kind of get there, breathe a bit, wait, and see if it will settle. Now we're going to swap sides. So take your time, swapping sides. Feel free to readjust the roller if you feel it's gone too far towards the front of the class or too far back. Hug the other knee in, whichever one that was. Readjust as you hug in if you need to, and see how you are. And make sure everything's happy and the back's happy and all is good. Good. You okay? Yay. And the same thing, you'll notice that the straight leg, for most of us the left leg here, you find the knee starts to lift off the floor, which it wasn't doing before. You're like, oh, that's funny. So in your mind, you want to let it go and see if it will release. Then we're going to gently release this side. So slowly let go. Place both feet flat on the mat. Take your time, and it's going to feel a bit stiff and a bit weird. Gently lift your hips up towards the ceiling slowly. Slide the roller down so it's underneath your knees. And then let your legs flatten out so your knees are on top of the roller, or the roller's under your knees. And just take a moment here and just see how you feel. So I can pretty much bet the house on everyone having tight hip flexors and tight neck and shoulders, because we all do. From here now, slide the feet in, bend the knees. Lift your bottom up into the air, a little bridge just to reset your back. Check it's happy. Move the roller out of the way. And then we'll keep the knees bent and we'll cross your left ankle over your right knee. So left ankle over right knee. Then reach through and grab the front of your right shin or behind your right knee, whichever you prefer. I like to hold the shin myself, but some have a different preference. If it's too far away, like, I can't reach that, you can use a strap. You can wrap the strap around your leg. Use the strap to help pull things towards you. Okay? So we're going to stretch the outside of the hip here. Now, what you may find here is your head comes off the floor. You're like, I can't put my head down. That's because your hip's tight and it's making everything pull. So you just grab your block and put your block underneath your noggin, and then your head will be more comfy. And you're like, oh, that's quite nice then. See? There you go, like that. All right. Now, the more you pull the leg in, the stronger the stretch will be. Okay? Just put your foot over so the ankle's a bit further over. Yeah, there you go. If you find you're real tight in the hips, by the way, you can do this stretch at home by putting your, in this case, your right foot against the wall, okay? Just wriggle your bum up against the wall, cross the left ankle over the right knee, put the right leg up the wall, you get a bit of a stretch in the hip, and as things loosen, you bring your right foot slowly down the wall, which pushes your right knee towards you, which makes the stretch stronger. That means you haven't got to use your arms, and you can take as much time as you like, and you can read a book, play on your phone, chat to your friends at the same time. This hand goes through the gap between the middle. Yeah, and then bring this out a bit more like this. There you go, perfect. Okay, should be a little bit stronger. Lift your head up, put your head down. See, make it nice for yourself. There you go. I notice you're not pulling on your leg. Do I care? No, I don't. No, of course I didn't. Take your chin. That's too much. As long as you can stretch, it's fine. Then we'll release and swap sides. Take your time. This is the slowest class on the timetable. You've got as much time as you like. Just take it easy, swap sides. You can have a little sip of water. You can have a cup of tea, whatever you need. Take your time to set things up. The thing about a lot of these deep stretches is you've got a bit of time to organize things. Sometimes you need to wriggle a little bit just to feel what works for you. Your knee might need a little bit of attention. You might just give it a chance to get its head around the idea. This is why you can't do stuff fast. This is why your gymnasts and stuff will spend ages warming up before they go out there and do all that fancy gymnastic blah. Because everything has to be ready to go. Children, of course, don't need to because they're not made the same. Children are all bendy and rubbery. You notice it's a popular place to be tight here, by the way. Here's a fun thing. We get tight here if we do a lot of activity, right? Because this is your bum muscles. These are the ones that do a lot of stabilizing of your hips and drive you when you're walking up hills and walking upstairs and pushing things in the gym and doing all that sort of stuff. But also, this area here, the same as the muscles between your ears and your shoulders, is where your body likes to put stress. It likes to tighten up when it's feeling tense and a bit unhappy. You'd be surprised how much stress lives in your hips. And there's a reason for that. From a Chinese medicine point of view, which I'll explain in a minute. It's all about where your channels go. And then we'll release this side. So unwrap everything. Give your legs a bit of a shake and a bit of a wobble. Check everything feels okay. Feet flat on the mat, bend the knees, lift the bottom up in the air, a little bridge just to reset some stuff. Nice. Then put your bottom down again. Then find your strap, please, and put your left foot in the strap and extend your left leg up toward the ceiling. If you haven't got the strap, put your hand up and I will tell you off, and then I will come and bring you a strap. That's why I have pockets full of straps, you see. I've done this before. I know people forget stuff. Look at that. It's like a magician. I'm like, oh, I've got a strap in my pocket. There you go. Catch. You think, oh my God, everyone's forgotten a strap today. Oh, blimey, I thought I was doing pretty well there. No, I'll do another one, I think. All right, hold on. I'll bring it to you. Hold on. Everybody else, left foot in the strap, right foot flat on the mat. Extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. How many more have I got to do here? 1, 2, oh my God. We really had a day. That's okay. I think that's everybody. Let's see what happens. Right. This is your all-time classic hamstring stretch. Keep the right leg bent with the foot flat to start with. This keeps your hips perfectly square and makes the stretch nice and super safe right from the beginning. Ooh, let's use my back naked. There you go. Oh my God, everyone over here. Jeepers. Oh gosh, I made it. Here we go. Okay. So you start out with that right leg is bent. Keeps your hips neutral, keeps the stretch nice and safe. Now, how you hold the strap is up to you. My suggestion is you wrap the strap around your hand. For the new people, wrap the strap around your hand or hands. Either one, you can have this one strap on each hand, or you can have the strap around one hand if you want, whatever works. If you just hold it in your fingers, after a while your fingers get tired. Then you start to get grumpy and you kind of get the miff. So see what works. Some people like to hold the strap up near the foot. Some people like to hold the strap near their chest. It doesn't matter, whatever you feel. Now try extending your right leg out towards the front of the class. Let your right leg slide out towards the front of the class. Pull the toes towards you a bit on your right leg. You're trying to push your right knee towards the mat as you gently pull that left leg towards you, okay? Make sure the stretch is steady and doable. Hamstrings are often chronically tight. And the reason they're tight, like so many other things, is because they're overworking. Usually overworking because your bottom is weak, because your glutes aren't doing enough work. Isn't that a strange thing? There you go. Nice. So over time, we're hoping to see if we can gently pull that left leg towards us. If we can gently push the right knee towards the mat, pulling the toes towards us. We have a little tilt in the hips now. This makes the stretch more intense than it was with the leg bent. And then maybe over time we think about the left knee straightening, but we're not going to force it, just gently. Gently, tranquilo. Tranquilo. Do small. And I'm out of languages. There you go. That's me. Now, if you're feeling like things are softening, notice it takes time. It takes time for things to soften. And as long as you can do this without pulling the strap off and smacking yourself in the face, pull your toes on your left foot. Use the strap to help pull the toes towards your nose a little bit. So your heel, your left heel, push up towards the ceiling. That means the stretch goes into your calf a little bit as well as your hamstring. But be nice. If your leg's shaking like mad, back off a little bit. Okay? So the reason your hamstring gets tight if your bottom is weak, which almost everyone's bottom's weak, by the way. Don't feel bad about it. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic because we sit on it all day. You may or may not have noticed how the world works. In the modern world, most of us, we get up, we sit down, have breakfast, then we sit in the car, we go to work, we sit at the desk, then we go to the gym and sit on a bike, and then we go home, sit on the sofa, and then we go to bed. So the bum gets sat on too much and we don't use it enough. We don't walk up enough hills and climb enough trees like we used to and that sort of stuff. So our bums get weak. When your bum is weak, when you try and push your leg out behind you, there's not enough power in the bum, your body will use your hamstring to help you. Hamstring's not strong enough for it, doesn't like it, it gets over tight. So we need to stretch our hamstrings, but also strengthen our glutes. Hence why so much the gym work now, they talk a lot about glute strengthening. So we're going to swap sides here. The easiest way to swap sides is gently just bend that left knee and then put the right foot where the left foot is. And we swap sides. Do you want to give your hands a rest? That's okay. Do that. Do you want to have a nice big yawn? That's good as well. It's nice. It's good. And to start with, the right foot goes up towards the ceiling, but the left leg is bent, the left foot is flat on the mat. Start real easy. What you want is the tissue, whatever area we're working, to feel safe and to feel comfy. So you start with a nice, easy position. So the muscles and the fascia and the whole area just kind of goes, oh, this feels quite nice. Then you can gradually increase the pressure. But the thing is, it's so tempting to think that if you hit it hard with the pressure, it's going to work better. But it doesn't. If you put the pressure on too hard, your muscles simply resist you out of a panic, out of a sense of self-preservation. They know if they let go at that pressure, there's going to be a tearing noise and some bruising. So you just have to go little, light, gentle, and then when the muscles relax, they feel safe, you'll feel them soften. That's what takes the 10-20 seconds, is the muscles to feel safe and they let go. When they let go, you should notice it. It just, that intense kind of stretchy, kind of slightly sore feeling softens. And you go, oh. And then you'll find you can move whichever stretch you're in a little bit more. Sometimes a millimetre or two, sometimes a centimetre or two. It can be quite a lot. Now slide that left leg out towards the front of the class. Pulling the toes towards you on your left leg and think about pushing your left knee towards the mat, which creates a stronger twist in the hip, which makes the stretch on this right hamstring a little bit more intense. So the reason your bottom gets tight, it's actually not your major bum muscle, your glute, that gets tight usually. Your major glute, your glute maximus, which is called maximus, is big. It's a strong one. That's the power one. Doesn't get so tight so often, it gets weak. That's the one that goes to sleep. Because it goes to sleep, the deeper muscles of your hip and your bum, the stabilizers and rotators, they get tight and the hamstring gets tight. So there's a structural reason due to how we live. But also on a Chinese medicine internal level, the channel that most of us manifest our tension and stress in is what's called the gallbladder channel. And that runs on both sides, from the side of your eye, along the side of your head, goes around your ear, to the base of your skull, goes back over the side of your head to your forehead, goes back over the skull to the other bit further down on the base of your skull, then down the back of your neck, through the top of your trapezius muscle, where all that knot is that everyone has. It goes around the front of your chest, down the side of your body, side of your ribs, goes through your low back on the side, then comes around the front of your hip through the hip flexors, then goes back down the side of your leg through the glute muscles, down the ITB, which is the big tendon down the side of your thigh, down the outside of your lower leg, and down to your fourth toe. Imagine that. When you stretch these areas, you'll find that is often, commonly, one of the tightest or the tightest regions in the body. Because from our point of view, the gallbladder channel is close to your liver. Your liver is rated to stress and tension, tightness, that sort of tension, that sort of stress. Tightens up. So almost all those headaches and migraines and stuff will come from that channel. It will come from those muscles being over tight. And so will the tight low backs, the tight hips, etc., etc. So now I've been here for a while. You can think about pulling the toes towards you. So the toes come towards your nose, the heel pushes towards the ceiling, and you think about where the knee wants to straighten. Again, you don't slam it, you just think about it. Then we're going to gently release. Gently, gently. Ooh. Pop the legs down, let the legs go nice and straight, and give them a little wriggle. See how you feel. And then very meanly from here, we're going to see if we can come up to sitting. But just to make it more fun, hug your knees into your chest. And then you're going to rock up to sitting and then rock back to your shoulders about 10 times. Hug your knees to your chest and rock backwards and forwards like you're 5 years old. Whee! Just roll back and then roll up. Keep your chin to your chest. All we're doing here is massaging your spine. It's tremendously fun, but also it's good for your back. Give it a few goes. Whee! 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 And then up we sit. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now that we're up, legs out in front. I'm going to give you a couple of options of this, okay? We'll just start with the first option. If that's too much, I'll give you the second option. So if it's too much, just wait for number 2. Number 1 is we're going to bend this left leg and bring your heel next to your bottom. Lean over a little bit, move the calf muscle out of the way, and then kind of squish things together. You want your foot as close to your bum as you can, but not quite underneath it, so it's right next to it. If possible, if your ankles like it, your foot will be straight, but some ankles don't like that, in which case you just put the foot out to the side, okay? From here, we're going to lean back so we can stretch the front of the thigh here, the cheeky quad. Now you may find you go back a little bit and go, ooh. But if that's easy, then you can come down onto your elbows. If that's easy, you're going to come down onto your shoulders. If that's easy, you're going to bend the other knee up. If that's easy, you're going to hug your other knee in. If that's easy, you can go home, okay? So, if that's too much for you, you're going to lie on your side, rest your head on your hand, and you're going to bend the knee up and just take hold of the foot and pull your heel towards your bum, okay? The important thing is you feel the stretch in the front of the thigh, and you may get cramp in your toes. Ooh. It's cold on the floor, isn't it? Ooh. So make sure your foot is not under your bum, it's next to your bum. Just bring it out a little bit. Yeah, see, it's just it wants to be right next to it, so it'll just fit. Yeah, otherwise you're gonna crank it nice. So again, I'm sure you're all keen trainers because everyone comes to the gym here. All that leg work you do, all that cardio work is always quad dominant because it's the biggest muscle. It makes you biggest amount in your heart and lungs. Therefore, you get all that cardio work. So all that rowing, biking, stepping, elliptically, everything is all quads, okay? Make sure you feel the stretch in the muscle, not in the knee. Do not stretch the knee joint by twisting it. Knees do not like being twisted. They're not built for it. And if you twist them the wrong way, like mine, you tear this little cushion inside the meniscus and then it all goes wrong and it's all very messy. So take your time here. You'll be surprised again how tight things get that don't get much attention. Most people think stretching means touching your toes or in the splits. But actually we've got to get all these bits and bobs stretched out. It's a Canadian word for out, by the way, is oot. It sounds almost Scottish. Followed by a lot. Anyway. If it's too uncomfortable, just lie on your side and just pull the foot. That works too. Hopefully by now you should notice that your breathing is slowing down. Your system hopefully is a bit calmer. So your body reflects what your subconscious is thinking, and vice versa actually. Now we're going to come out of this stretch. Now the safest way to come out of this is just to roll towards the straight leg. So roll towards your right leg, just roll all the way over, and then the left leg just pops out by itself, rather than trying to sit up, which may or may not stress your knee. And then you swap sides, and you take as much time as you like. Okay? Take your time. Bend the other leg up. I think it's the right leg for us all now. Move the calf out of the way, sit back, align yourself. Don't sit on the foot. Just kind of next to it. Make sure the knee joint is happy. And we slowly lean back. Or we'll on the side and just swap sides. Okay. Take as much time as you need. You can put the roller behind you if you want a little bit of support behind. If you do this at home, you can put a load of cushions behind you, or a large dog works quite well. Children, that sort of thing. Whee! But these things are slippy. Okay, do you want me to put it under for you?
No, it's good.
You sure? In the yoga clubs, we have like bolsters, which don't roll quite as much as these things. Okay. Okay, nice. Noise. And having said that we don't want to stretch the joint, don't want to twist the knees. You don't like being twisted, but sometimes, especially as you get old, like me, it's not just your muscles, but the fascia and the tissue and the joints start to stiffen up a bit. So with patience and awareness, you can stretch the joints a bit and the tissue around the joints, because it's taken it upon itself to tighten up. This is why you have to close your eyes and kind of focus on it and go, ooh, what do I feel? If I change my angle here a bit, if I wait. Here's a random story. I was in Sydney once back in the day. I was staying in one of those Airbnbs, waiting for a friend to come around. They were running late. So I was just having a bit of a stretch. And I was lying like this, in a really mild version of this stretch for me. Just kind of half asleep, really. I was lying there for about 15 minutes. And it was not much stretch. It was kind of just a little, kind of nice. I was kind of dozing off a little bit. After about 15 minutes, my leg, my thigh, just did a real weird wobble. Did a strange wobble. What's that? And it loosened up a lot. So sometimes it takes that long, 15 minutes. If you're real tight for things to let go, the tissue has to feel safe. It has to feel it's the right idea to let go. And that was a super mild stretch. So we have this idea, again, of doing everything intense. Western exercise is a bit wrapped up in that idea. You've got to go intense, you've got to go mad. Which is true if you want to be an Olympian, right? If you want to be an All Black, yes, you've got to go hard. Absolutely. But actually, for longevity, happiness and health, you're better off going mild. Mild more often, lasts longer, less injuries. So if you have a particular part of your body that's real tight and you find some of these stretches are helpful, then you can try them at home, but just try them super, super light. There's almost nothing, almost no sensation there. And just wait. Watch TV, listen to a book or something, podcast, whatever you like. Or breathe and meditate and wait. You'll be surprised how things can let go. And then we'll come out of this side. So again, roll towards the straight leg. Roll to your left hand side. Roll your whole body over that way. Your right leg just kind of pops out, hopefully. And you come back. And then you go, ooh. Check it feels okay. Check your knee is happy knee. You can get new knees, by the way, if you want. They cost you about $60,000 each. And they're rubbish. So I suggest you look after your knees. From here, we're going to come up to sitting again, please. So whichever way works for you. You can roll to the side. You can rock and roll up and down. Find your block. I'm going to put the block in front of you here. I'm going to separate your legs out nice and wide. As wide as is comfy for you. Lift this bottom up a little bit so you pull the flesh of your bum off the bone of your bum. Just helps to tilt your hips forward slightly. And then from here, make sure the feet point straight up towards the ceiling. And then bend forward and put your head on the floor. Like that. No, don't, you'll hurt yourself. Put the block in front of you and see if you can rest your head in the block. If the block is too far, put one fist in the block, two fists in the block, and see if you can rest your head on that. If that's too far, you can put another block on top if you've got one. If that's too far, just look at it and go, and wait. Okay? If it's super, super tight, put your hands behind you and just push your belly forward. Okay? If you're real bendy, head on the floor and just chill out and relax for a while. So now we're stretching your inner thigh here, your adductors. So we stretch the back of your hip, your bum. We stretch the front of your hip flexors. We stretch the back of the leg, the hamstring, the front of the leg, the quad. And now we're stretching the inner thigh, the lost world of the legs, the groins. The very word groin makes people uncomfortable. Groins. So that's why we don't talk about it. No one wants to stretch it. Like, shh, don't mention groins. Your adductor muscles make up a third of the size of your leg muscles. They're huge. Super important. And Chinese medicine-wise, your liver channel runs along your inner thigh here. So you'll often find this stretch has a kind of stringy, tight feel to it. Okay? Like a wiry feel. Different muscles feel different things. Different parts of your body put together differently. And we're just going to come back up. Notice how far you've gone. Come back up gently, please. Just have a record in your mind of how far you went. Come back up. Then we're going to lean over to your right-hand side. Place your right elbow on the knee. Put your head in your hand. And you should feel a stretch in the side of your waist here. If that's enough, just stay there. If that's not enough, take the left arm up and reach it over towards the toes of your right foot for a seated side bend. And we'll stretch out the side of your low back and side of your waist. If that's really easy, you're going to put your shoulder to the knee and you're going to reach out with both hands, take hold of the foot and pull yourself over. If it's not, just stay here and just go, ooh, blimey, and breathe gently. Okay? And if you can't get your right elbow to your knee, just put the hand out. That's okay. As long as you're going sideways and you're feeling that stretch in the side of your low back is what we want, then we're good. Then we're going to come back up slowly. Use the hands to help you up. And just keep going. So come up and then go the other way. So left elbow's on the knee, head's on the hand, arms coming over maybe, or maybe not. This might be enough. You're like, oh, just stay here for a while. Or the hand is out. Most of us can usually get the elbow to the knee. If the hand is down, it's less intense. Then you add this arm in if you want for the extra nudge. Then we'll gently come up out of this one. Then bend forward to get nice and gently towards your block or the floor, whatever was there. And you should find, hopefully, it's a little bit easier because your back's a little easier now, so it allows it to bend forward. Into our pancake or a spread leg forward bend. And then from here, slowly bring yourself up. Put your hands under your knees, bend your knees a little bit, shuffle your legs together, and then lie down your back, please, for just a couple of minutes to relax and just absorb what we've done. Ideally, we should be able to lie flat on our back with our legs perfectly straight and be quite comfy. If you find that hurts your back, feel free to bend your knees. But know that that does mean your hip flexors are tight and you need to stretch them so that you can be comfortable lying totally flat. So the eyes are closed, hands are down by your hips, palms facing up. Let your feet fall out to the side, let your legs completely relax. See if you can gently slow your breath down. So it's almost like you're not getting enough air in. We get told to take a big breath. That can over-oxygenate us, which sounds like a good idea, but sometimes it's not. So actually a slower, almost not quite enough breath strangely calms the nervous system down better. See if you can breathe so gently that you can't feel the hairs moving in your nose. And you can't feel the air coming across your top lip and into your nostrils. And then gently bring your legs together. Exhale and inhale, stretch your arms up over your head. Take a nice big long stretch. Bend your knees, roll to your right hand side and slowly come up to a seated position. And the class is finished. Now before you rush off, I've got a handout here for you for the new people. This has got a lot of the stretches on this side. You can stick on the fridge, take a picture of it. Whatever you young people like to do with things these days. On the other side is the book list. Books about yoga and stretchy stuff here and how your mind works and self-help and all that kind of stuff that's going to be hopefully useful. And my contact details are over this side. In case you want any other questions about yoga or you want in the acupuncture for anything, any injuries, any other questions about that sort of stuff, come and ask. And otherwise, put everything back nice and neatly, and I will see you next week. Thanks for coming. Thanks for braving the cold, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.